Hey, welcome back to STRonomics. I'm Bill Faith, joined by Kenny, the Hawaiian shirt man Bedwell.
We're
So,
back.
yeah, we're back. We've been off a couple of weeks,
I
Kenny.
know, we've been off so long that literally the hospitality team reached out and said, "Hey, are you guys, like,
No, we're done. We canceled it.
we're on
So, we're going to come
vacation?"
back, and this episode, we're going to sell you guys something for free. For free. That's capital FREE. And this is something that everybody listening and in the industry and watching on YouTube should take advantage of. And it's the STR Scale Summit that is happening on August 16th and 17th. This is a 100% free virtual online conference that is happening for 2 full days. Kenny, what are there? 16, 17 amazing educators, speakers, influencers that are going to be on the deal?
Twe 12.
Hey, I'm
Yes.
a college dropout. Okay, so
Yeah.
6 to 12 turns into 16.
Yeah, it does. Well, every person's doing a main stage, and every person's doing a workshop. So it's like you get to, hear 2 of each person, but the really cool thing about the event is each topic is going to be unique. So I've gone through and I've vetted every single person's topic. They all
Well, I mean, come on. I don't know about that one guy.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them were gonna literally talk about the same thing, and it's like, let's not. Like, I'm like, I brought you in because you're an expert to talk about this particular thing. Like, this is your area. Stay in that realm. And there were some people who, they love talking about different subjects and things, and but I really wanted to make the event about listening to experts in a particular niche, whether it's marketing or taxes or market finding or amenities or just design, all these different elements, and they all tie into each other, which is obviously this is what we're trying to do.
So,
But
and Kenny, I'm really good at interrupting. We've got you on market finding. We've got Paige Hayes on design. We've got Ryan Bakey on taxes. We've got Emil Sokel on revenue management, right? I mean, you've got Mark Kovtosky, I assume, is going to talk about sourcing and design and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's a lot of, and that's not even half of it yet.
yeah, we've got Brenna Carls with the mortgage shop on financing and different financing options.
That's going to be a huge topic, by the way, with what's going on with interest rates right now. I just had a conversation with her today, and I think a lot of people make big mistakes. I'm interested to hear what she has to say.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I told her too, like, that was when, we sat down and talked a lot about what she could talk about. And I was just like, Brenna, like, instead of just listing out the different products and putting everyone to sleep, but let's be honest, it's usually what happens. And not her specifically, but if
Some
you've
of the
listened
other
to
mortgage
any
lenders.
any mortgage lender, it's all like, we've got these great products and here's what they are. I said, look, take the people who are listening, understand their situation, and then talk about what might fit different types of people and why. Like, give them scenarios and tell the story behind the types of loans and the pros and cons for each. And so I'm really excited. She's obviously a very animated person, and with very few animated folks in the lending space, it's going to be a real treat.
She's going to be great. I just talked to her about it today. I mean, you got Tyler Kuhn, who's going to bring the personality. What's Tyler talking about? Shouldn't even really say talking about. Teaching is
Teaching,
really the
yes,
word
you're
that should
right.
be
It's
used.
it is all gonna be teaching. So, Tyler's gonna be talking about, launching and going through the process, like the closing like the purchasing process with, quote unquote, he's calling it top 5% properties, but, super properties, whatever you wanna call it. He's trying to be careful there, not copyright or take a copyrighted word, but literally, like, get it I not just identifying the deals, but in the purchasing process he's an agent, he goes through that. So
I think what's really interesting about Tyler is I've done multiple deals with Tyler in the Banner Elk area, the Western North Carolina area. He is like the king of concessions, just FYI.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. I'm like, dude, you got to talk about that. Like, you got to teach people how, because there's a lot of misconceptions with concessions. I hear it all the time, even from other agents. Oh, well, we can't really do that, and I'm like, why not? I'm like, so and so did it, and
Because
they did
they're
it
not
with
at the top of the list. They don't know what the fuck they're doing in most cases.
there's
You can and you will, and when you're a good salesperson and you have great hair and you have the personality that he has, he gets shit done.
Yep.
So I've done 3 deals with him. He's averaged $41,000 in concessions for me, which is crazy.
Yeah, it is. That's not just closing costs. That involves other things. Yeah, I've seen it. Very few are able to pull that off. And so Tyler's going to reveal how to break that down.
Jeff Brown, founder of Loma Homes and IntelliHost. I do not know him. I'm familiar with IntelliHost. So what is Jeff bringing to the table?
Jeff's going to talk about the Airbnb ranking algorithm and how to basically get more eyes on your property or your listing but he's more focused on conversion. So he's going to be all about how to get your Airbnb listing to convert people, not just to see your property, but to actually book your property. So it's going to be very data driven. Really like Jeff and
That's a
his
surprise.
background. So anyway, I know you're opinionated on that one, but it's very interesting. Everything he talks about is very fascinating. So I'm
Well, I was
excited.
just saying, data driven, Kenny Bedwell, you get it two and two, you get it, put it together. I mean, even the college dropout like me can figure that one out. Brindy Barton. I do not know Brindy. I was not even familiar with Revity Refined until, I saw she was on the schedule with myself. So tell me about Brindy.
Brindy. So Brindy, she owns a management company, but more importantly, Gravity Refined. What they focus on, and this is really, really cool. And it takes a conversation with Brindy for a lot of folks to like fully comprehend what they do. They literally go in GC projects, so general contract projects. They will go. So if you're, let's say, so we all know you live in Tennessee. Let's say you bought a property in, I don't know, middle of nowhere, West Virginia,
In
and
Montana tomorrow is,
yeah, well, you go out to Montana all the time, but and you have the resources, but you're like, hey, I want to
I
buy,
actually decide to go invest into Hocking Hill. What happens? Because you and I are banned from that city. People don't know that
right?
officially, but so how does Brindy help me when I decide to go and invest in Logan, Ohio?
So they have this like 100% done for you service where they will do your design, but more importantly, they have a background in contracting. So they will source and manage the contracting project for you and tell you what, help you understand what amenities and understand the budgeting and all that aspect, but they will literally manage that contracting budget. So like if you were like, hey, look, I need to update this property. I need to make sure, it needs all these things to get to turnkey. They will go and do it for you. You don't have to do anything. So she's going to be talking about this is really fascinating.
Save my marriage.
Yeah, exactly. She's going to be talking about how to manage contractors and teams and projects from remotely, from afar. So I'm like, that's one of the biggest hurdles for people to do to not only just invest in another state or area, but most properties need to be updated, right?
Yeah,
So
tell me about it. I spent over $1 million in construction and rehab on 3 properties between October, November, and December.
right.
Where was Brindy a year ago in my
What
life?
was Brandy a year ago? Right. Yeah, exactly. So
Margot.
yes. So Margot's the CEO of Hostfully, which is a property management software. So Margot's going to focus on the tech stack that you need to manage operations. Now, I don't know, do you know much about Hostfully?
I do. Yep. I know
Okay.
Margot.
Well, okay, so that's great. You know Margot. But what's really interesting about their software is their functionality wise. Now it's probably one of the better like UIs and easy to grasp, but functionality wise, it doesn't have as many features as PMS like owner res, maybe even a guesty, but it's more geared towards individual hosts, not property. It can be for property management, but smaller properties, or not smaller properties, but just less properties, than the hundreds. However, what they really specialize in with Hostly is integrations. They have a lot of integrations across the board, more integrations than a lot of these other property management softwares. So what she's going to be talking about is not just Hostfully. I told her not to talk about like, oh, don't sell Hostfully at all. Like none of this is a pitch.
This
She's
is
going
a
to be talking
no
about
sales zone, right? No
exactly.
big
There
sell.
literally no sales whatsoever. Everyone's sending me their slides. There's no like, oh, buy our stuff. Here's a discount. Here's all that crap. We're gonna have booths too if people are interested in the products and things. So like there is a little space dedicated towards that, but it's optional, right? It's all about education and teaching people how to do it. And she's going to be talking about how to build the correct tech stack and understanding the different like tech out there that you can leverage to get ahead in your operations game.
That's awesome. So why should somebody attend this free capital FREE event?
So and I don't know, maybe this is my opinion, but just a matter of fact, like we've got some of the best and brightest and smartest people in the industry of these particular niches. They're not covering a broad basis. They're not reaching over and, Brindy, even though she's really good at understanding like, hey, these are the, design. She has a design element in her firm too. She's not talking about design. She's going to let Paige, who's like the expert and one of the best in our industry, talk about design. And Paige isn't going to talk about amenities. It's going to be Jeff coming in and talking about amenities and using the data behind it. And, I mean, I don't know, like myself, like I'm not going to come in and tell people, okay, like once you find a market and you know how to evaluate, this is how you actually go through the acquisition process. Even though I know how to do it and I've done it and helped people through it, that's Tyler's job. I'm not going to tell people about finance. So it's bringing in these niche topics to help people from the best of the best on a specific, like just be very, very focused so you understand everything you need to know about a particular topic.
And what am I talking about?
I mean, what are you good at?
Nothing. Hosting podcasts and interrupting you.
Hosting podcasts and everything. You're doing marketing. So
That's it.
let's see
Okay.
what's the fancy topic we got you down for. I remember we talked about it for a while. So if you go to strscalesummit.com and you click agenda, you can see all the different workshops, all the different things, and it's 100% free. So I think the biggest marketing mastery with Bill Faith.
That's it.
That's it. There we go. I think the biggest, so a lot of people are asking me, Kenny, why? So I'm not trying to make this about me. This isn't about me. I'm literally speaking the same amount of time as everybody else, doing workshops, same amount of time. Like it's not a Kenny Bedwell show. It's
a holistic effort from everybody, right?
Exactly. It is. It really is. And the reason why is, so to be frank, like we're doing this for reach. We're doing this to get the information to the right people, but we want to help people. And this is when we do workshops and webinars and things like that, I think they're great. But when you bring in these type of people, it really brings a special energy and you can see a lot of momentum from the people listening. And so that's really why I really wanted to do this and make it free. Cause I don't know. It's virtual and it's just a great opportunity to learn from the best and be exposed to different topics and ways to scale appropriately.
And if I sign up for it and I can't attend live, will I get the recordings?
If you sign up, you can pay for the recordings. Okay. So the recordings are $200 or $199. So if you can't attend, go buy the recordings. It'll be 100% worth it. We really want you there in person because the workshops are going to be interactive. Some of the people are having, like for example, Minoan's bringing in, they're going to have Sage and Allie. They're hosting a workshop together and they're going to do some like more interactive things. Same thing with Hostfully. They're going to have their team on there and they're going to do some interactive stuff all around scaling and operations. So we want you there in person. We want you there live. And so if you can't make it, that's unfortunate. I get it. The recordings are only $199, so it's relatively cheap, in my opinion, and with just a ton of expert information coming right at you.
There is no question, Kenny, that live versus recording wins out by 10x every single time.
Oh, 1,000%.
Every time.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys are there. It's strscalesummit.com. If you're on YouTube, you can see this right down here below. Just go there, sign up. It's 100% free and, be there or be square. It's going to be some great education. I think almost all of us are doing the workshops as aside from just being in the main room. I think what the people don't understand, that's where you're going to get your like one-on-one with a lot of us, right? There's not going to be hundreds of people in those workshops. At least I don't think so. I think they're going to be watching main stage and that type of stuff. So you'll be able to get questions answered. At least that's the way I plan on doing mine, is just straight coaching, straight Q&A. After I get done with my presentation. So I would really, really advise you guys to take advantage of all the talent that's going to be here, especially, Kenny, as we mentioned right before, we jumped on here, the next topic we're going to do here in STRonomics is, preparing for the shoulder season. This is a perfect time to take advantage of that at the STR Scale Summit, to take advantage for the shoulder season. One, I'm going to help you from a marketing standpoint. Emil's going to help you from a revenue management standpoint. You need to be planning your tax strategies before the end of the year with Ryan Bakey. Those are just three things, right? Then if you decide to take advantage of the tax strategies, man, you need to talk to Mark about how do you identify quick ship and all that type of stuff in the Minoan ecosphere. I mean, my wife and I probably spent over $1 million with Minoan in the last year, and they are so helpful, to be able to help with those types of things. And it's more than just the discounts and the buying of the furniture. So it is the perfect time going into this time of year, a perfect time to host this, Kenny, and a perfect time for you guys to attend. So I hope I will see you there at the strscalesummit.com.
Boom.
We'll see you there. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Peace out.